And if anything, she looked like she kind of looked a little sketchy in the sense that she's looking around, almost like, I felt like she was looking for somebody or some cue. It was weird. And I would like to see maybe some more investigation to that. That's another thing. SF investigates. He was here for the whole Kylie Rodney thing. And if you've been around for Kylie, or were around at the time when Kylie Rodney disappearance happened, he dealt with the family and, until she was found and stuff. So he kind of always gets in where he fits in, we'll say. I feel that SF, if anything, has tried to almost sanitize the image of Katie and Chris Proudfoot. And he's been this staunch supporter of them, like screaming at the people who are questioning the official story. So SF, I did hear this recently, that maybe he has stopped working on behalf of the Proudfoots. I don't know if that's even true. That's just what I heard. Okay, I'm going to read some of your comments, and then I'm going to show you that clip. Hi, Mrs. B. Good to see you. Thank you, CSI. CSI says, we got your back, Lauren. Thank you. I appreciate that. This case has come off the tracks. It really has. Because of drama. It's devolved into just drama. That's it. Drama and people making money off of drama. It's a shame. Kim G says, agree. To me, it felt like the energy was a chore. Hurry up, swallow that food so we can go. And he did. He looked very hungry, I'll admit. Yeah. Let's see. Jill says, I love your channel and I'm catching up on so many of your reads. I think you're amazing. I think you're talking probably about Donna as well. Donna would weigh in with the reads, and then I would talk about what she saw, when she was in that mode. Let's see. I used to think that she might confess until I saw that video. Interesting, Holly. I would like to know more of what you mean by that. Okay, Mrs. B says, it seemed as though she was making an alibi. I just got that vibe. That was the reason they were there. Yes, and I want to remind you guys of something real quick, too. When Donna did her read on the Sebastian case, she talked about the fact that there was what she saw when she was psychically tuning into it, right? That there was a little girl, I think, in the mix that day. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure she said this. And remember, guys, we found out that Katie that day had gone and picked up her niece. She was also with Melissa, which is Chris Proudfoot's sister, the same Melissa that talked about running Nina over. Remember popping it into reverse and running over her? So let's just say, Donna, if there's something to that, there's possibly a witness, a child witness to all this insanity. How if they kept it so private, though? That's the weird thing. There's never been really anybody who's come out to vouch for them and talk about what great people they are. Like in some cases, we'll see people come out on their behalf, whoever it is, say, oh, they're wonderful. They're my neighbor. They're my friend. They would never harm the child. Nobody has really ever come out in their defense, which is super bothersome, in my opinion. Hi, Crime Stories Obsessed. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. The person outside the restaurant is no longer on the earth, so that just makes me go, Yes, guys, and then I was hearing some speculation, or no, we'll say rumor, that the stepsister of Chris, now I don't know if this is true, so I hate to even talk about it, but maybe somebody in the comments will tell me if it's true, but the stepsister of Chris Proudfoot died? Is that true? Because if that's true, you might remember that back in, might have been March or April, I had a conversation with somebody very, very close to this case, and they told me about Chris and abuse towards stepsister. And I spoke about that, and then I had Queen Bee come against me for saying what I knew. Guys, I am never going to feed you BS. I will only tell you what I know to be true or what I know to be rumor. This was told to me in a way that this is what somebody was told that is very close to the family. And they told this to somebody involved in this case. And then I was getting it from all directions because I said this. What harm was there in telling you guys what I heard, right? We can reduce it to just speculation if we want to. But I find that really odd that potentially this woman actually is dead. Is that true? That's freaking weird. All right. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to show you on my screen, but I can hold up my phone to show you, and hopefully you can hear it, okay? Okay, this is about the security question. Here we go.
Assumptions cause issues.
I hope you guys can hear okay.
And based on facts of what everybody knows, right now, there's nothing, and everything is still on the table to be looked at.
You just know he's out there somewhere.
Can you hear?
One other question I have is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video, or?
Okay, wait,
So,
real quick. In this clip, you can sort of see Katie. I find it a little odd that Katie never ever wants to look at the camera. There's like no engagement in what's the questions being asked. And I don't know if this is nerves, like she's just nervous answering these sort of questions, or if there's more to it. But she looks disengaged, disinterested, and doesn't want to talk about it. She's just like fidgeting right here with her head down and her eyes down. And I find it extremely odd. Okay, now let's watch how Chris reacts to this question and responds, okay?
Showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video, or?
Notice Katie's eyes.
there's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay, and that is exactly what it is, it's speculations. Now, what I can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not.
Oh, he hates to say it.
Love it to be one, it's not. I'm not going to go into.
He should be extremely happy to say, yeah, I think that's him. I think that's him leaving. So to dismiss it so easily and then sort of pivot and say, oh, I've seen it a bunch of times because of law enforcement, and they've just decided that it's trash. It's bullshit. Excuse me, bullshit.
Details as far as where that video is shot from. What I can tell you, as parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video.
There are no emotions here, you guys. Mama ain't acting right.
Any other videos or anything like that, please refer to the TBI news link that they have out there, the updated Amber Alert stuff, and it will give you the most up-to-date information that all law enforcement has, and they will give you.
Has she looked up once yet?
What and how they're looking at things.
And if there's any new video, forward it to them.
Please.
Okay, she finally looks up.
Yeah. Security footage is really like a game changer. We're working on Riley's screen and trying to find like if someone missed one on a corner or something. Oh, that's
around this neighborhood, and this whole community. I mean, I can tell you that much here. When it comes to the cameras, there has not been one person that has said no. And trust me, it is greatly felt that everybody's been so open, so helpful in pushing out any which way they can. I mean, there's been some families that have actually been on vacation that weren't home, and they got permission from that family to take a look at their cameras and go in.
When guys, let's just really put this together. A boy goes missing between the night of February 25th, the morning of the 26th, and we're going to decide that a 3 a.m. light video is nothing of substance or to be paid attention to? Absolutely not the case. Like, I think it's very important, and I know people have been dismissing it for a long time, but the answer, in my opinion, lies probably in that video. And like, who is it that maybe parked their car, came through the common area? I don't know if you know this, but there's actually like a little fence, supposedly, that I was told by the neighbor. There's a fence that goes around the backyard, like a certain area. I want to say by, it's like an outbuilding or shed or something. You guys probably know what I'm talking about anyway. But I mean, so to go through this common area, come in, let's just say, grab Sebastian. I feel that he was not with it at this point, right? There was a handover of sorts. That's my opinion. Had to have been, right? It's so frustrating because I want to see some sort of resolution come. Whoever did this, whoever perpetrated, I assume, violence against him, when's that day going to come where they face what they've, the consequence of what they've done? The boy didn't walk out on his own. He was taken out. Who was strong enough to take him out of the house? Well, that goes back to what Donna and I talked about in the very beginning of this case, which I've heard is that Katie is very strong. Let's keep in mind, she was Navy. Not to say all Navy people are really strong, but she actually trained MMA, from what I understand, talking to Seth, that is what she did. So she has a great deal of strength and probably training that's gone along with all that over the years. So is she capable of picking up a sedated, maybe, Sebastian? Because the truth is, guys, he was a thorn in their side. Now, Queen Bee, you want to debate that with me? Let's have a debate, okay? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Queen Bee, because I know you're going to come at me for saying this. But it's very real. A boy didn't just vanish on his own in the middle of the night, like I said, in 27-degree weather, no jacket, no shoes. He was taken out. There was all sorts of, I'd say, bitterness creeping into the relationship between Katie and Chris at the time anyway. Chris had said, and this is for people who are not familiar with my channel, maybe this is their first time here and they don't know this information, but Chris had told Seth, I want to say in December of 2023, that things basically weren't working out. And if it comes down to it, he expected Katie to pick his son over him. So there was already this struggle of a tug of war for attention, right? She obviously had to take care of Sebastian. He has needs, special needs at that. And there's things that he, needed constantly from her, which interfered with the relationship that she had with Chris. And I think that there was obviously some, what do you want to say? There was disputes going on within the home between Chris and Sebastian. And notably from the CPS visits. People want to reduce those CPS visits to, oh, it's just a complaint, then it was dismissed. We don't know that. We've never seen the CPS information at all. We've only heard about it secondhand. So I'm assuming for 5 CPS visits to have happened, there had to have been some abuse going on. And then going back to the whole diapers thing. Sebastian had to wear diapers when he was at his mom's, but didn't when he was at his dad's. Automatically, the fact that a 15-year-old boy was wearing diapers and he was pretty functional, from what I understand, as an autistic, I can't remember if that's considered level 1 or level 4. Maybe people in here know. There's a designated level, I think, that Sebastian was. And he was also newly diagnosed with autism, from what I understand. But anyway, he had, long and short of it, he had special needs, required a lot. And Katie and Chris were at that fork in the road where it was like, okay, which way is this going to go? Is this going to be another failed marriage of Katie's? Or is she going to, side with her son? And I believe she made her decision, ultimately.